power supply in Kogi State, precisely Lokoja. People are of the opinion that a lot has changed, positively and negatively, over the years. I remember like 20 years ago, when you live in Lokoja, you know exactly when you have light and when you won't have light. There was a time it was a popular thing to know that you have 4 lights on, 4 hours lights off. So you know that by 2 p.m. you have light, by 6 p.m. they take the light, by 10 p.m. they bring the light, by 2 a.m. it goes up, by 6 a.m.
And it helps you to plan your activities.
But for some time now, there seems to be no pattern.
As much as it helps you to plan,
Okay.
it doesn't. You as the legitimate consumer of this electricity, of course, it helps you to plan, but it also helps the other people.
Who are the other people?
The good guys.
Who are the good guys?
The vandals.
Okay.
It gives them
It helps them
idea.
to also plan when to go and vandalize the
cables,
transmitters. The transformers. When to
Stay
vandalize other, electricity supply infrastructure. But what the current management of AEDC has done in the state is, what it has done
generally
in the state is to ensure that those vendors, despite the fact that they are always planning, they do not know when power will be available.
Now talking about vandals
Yes.
and vandalization,
Yeah.
I recall that 2 years ago, if I get the year right, that in Lokoja alone, we had a record of 55 transformers that were vandalized.
2-3 years ago.
Exactly 2 years ago.
Yes.
Within that 1 year, we had about 55 transformers that were vandalized.
Within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, actually. Because you hear about 200 units, 500 units. Lokoja phase 2, we had like 2-3 transformers.
Not less than 3.
We had automatic axis, bar
but
axis.
including the state house of assembly.
Within 2 weeks.
You see what happened at that time was the fact that the group I belong, the Light Up Movement, was able to go around the entire Lokoja, the state capital, to come up with areas where there are problems, document those details of where the transformers are bad, where the poles are bad, anything that is affecting power supply in areas, streets of the entire state capital. We documented all of this because we were working closely with the AEDC. Our concern was, how do you make regular power supply available to our people? Because we understand that majority of our people, especially the indigenous people, are small scale business people, either sellers of provisions or sellers of soft drinks who need this power to power those things.
Even business centers.
Yes, even business centers. They need those things. So we said there was the need for us to give the AEDC the necessary information they need so that they can use it to work on those things, address some of those problems so that they can have regular power supply in the state. And
during that period,
yes,
we were talking about, most people believe that it was a syndicate kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a syndicate kind of thing where if you don't know, like me now, if you take me to a transformer, I don't know where to touch, I don't know what to grab. One. And if you eventually succeed at removing those things, where will you take them to sell? During that period, people feel maybe as if they have a WhatsApp group. Okay, where this one will go, vandalize, we'll take it to this dealer that will buy. Then the community will now contribute money to go and buy it back from the same dealers.
No. See, you just mentioned something that hurts me badly. And I'm sure that host so many electricity consumers by transformers are vandalized. Either the hammock cable or the oil. Poles are bad, either due to old age or some other abuse. Fuses get burnt right inside the transformer, and a lot of other issues. And it's still the consumers that are bearing this burden. I can tell you, especially, that this 2 years ago, when 55 transformer got vandalized in Lokoja, all the communities in this 55 money. Attached to this 55 contributed money, and none was less than 1.5 million.
1.5 million naira.
That was 2 years ago to fix these transformers on behalf of a private company called AEDC. I find that difficult to swallow. You know why? I can't count two, apart from this code, AEDC. I can't count two private sector that will own infrastructure, and you are charging.
Customers are maintaining.
And your
customers are maintaining.
Maintain your own infrastructure.
Your infrastructure.
You see what AEDC has always used as an excuse when these issues are discussed in the several meetings that we've held with them is that there are a lot of bureaucracy when it comes to a replacement of vandalized parts of the power infrastructure, be it falling poles or vandalized armor cable or even emptied oils, transformer oils. What they always tell you is that there is bureaucracy. You need to write to the headquarters. The headquarters will need to accept the letter that has been written, reassess it, and then come up with the possibility of making this infrastructure, making this part available to you. That is if they do not have it in their store here in Lokoja. So, and customers, because of how important power supply is to them, they do not have the patience to wait. Therefore, they say, wait, listen, that is what they say. That is what the AEDC management always tell us. They will say it is because the customers do not have the patience to endure all these processes. That is why, okay, if in the alternative, they offer to
help
come up with ways to get those things.
Customers come up with ways
to get those ththings faster.
I think AEDC they know what they are doing, because I remember then that our transformer had problem. We stayed for 5 to 6 months without lights, and they kept saying this week, next week, next month, and eventually one was okay. Let's contribute money and fix this thing. They say we should put it in writing that we want to hear that it is also that it's not our duty to fix it. It's not our duty to fix it, but we've been in the dark for more than 6 months.
And that's bureaucratic process, right?
Yes.
7 months bureaucratic process.
Yes. Then now you're saying, we want to fix this thing, and you're saying we should put it in writing. That now we not be say you say on our head. Now we just now on our one head, now on our one do. So write it down, and we'll come and fix. Unfortunately, I think after fixing it in less than 2-3 months, it went bad again. That was how
fixed.
We did.
No, as in
the community
used AEDC or private contractors.
According to them, they said they were bringing private contractors from Kwara,
right?
to fix it. Then after 2-3 months, it went bad again. Then we started from the beginning. And this time around, I think eventually they moved us to...
They splitted your entire
community
into two.
And up till now, it's been 2 years. Up till now, that transformer has not been replaced. Okay. So if I am consistent in paying my my bills, then you will now, you as a power distributor, you will do nothing. How am I benefiting from you? When something happened to my transformer, I will pay to fix it. When something happened to the fuse, I will pay to fix it. When anything, in fact, I'm not just including the ladder. Who rent? Now they are saying to even rent a ladder, it should be around 3,000 to 3,500. They have a particular ladder they use in checking things. I'll pay for your ladder. I'll pay for the staff that you sent to fix my light. I'll pay for either the cable or the fuse. How are you helping me?
I think on behalf of the AEDC,
you want to speak for them?
On behalf of the AEDC, on behalf of the AEDC and the community leader in charge of your community, I want to say that Oiza's community needs
transformer.
A total overhauling. Because we
need a new transformer.
Yes, it seems.
Are you the new
it seems.
I'm just speaking.
No,
for my community. We have others.
What she's saying,
it's like transformers we talked about.
It is a regular occurrence.
Oh, yes.
It is a regular occurrence in her community.
It's not even there. It's not even the transformer.
Now she knows the cost of even renting a ladder,
yes.
Which tells you that it is a regular thing and it is always happening. So you need
maintenance shouldn't be.
Listen, the point I wanted to make earlier. The point I wanted to make earlier is this: there is something we're not looking at. You see, power infrastructure over the years, since the time of NEPA, Power Holding Company of Nigeria, and now to the total unbundling of the power sector, our power infrastructure needs total overhauling. There are transformers that have stayed more than 50 years or so in some communities and are beginning to create faults because communities keep growing. Every community, be it in Lokoja or anywhere, communities keep growing. Houses, people keep building houses. New business areas keep coming up. And the same transformer keeps feeding the entire community. It needs, transformers especially, need overhauling.
For that question, they are not even overhauling. No. If you are saying the population is much for a particular transformer, I feel the best thing they ought to do is to break them. You break them, bring another transformer to feed this particular community. Then that way you balance.
Whose responsibility?
It's your responsibility.
Let me remind you guys. I don't work for the AEDC.
No, but you're speaking for them now. You said on behalf of AEDC. That was what you said, though.
Yes. At that level. At that point in time, I made that appeal for your community.
Wait. Do you know my anger now? Do you know my anger? Wait, no, don't even appeal on
behalf of your community.
At least we're in Lokoja. Outside Lokoja, we know communities that for more than a year, they've been in the dark. Because of transformer.
For more than 2 years.
So what are we not talking about? And unfortunately, when it comes to, for those people that are not using prepaid, the bill kept coming.
You see, when it comes to the issue of billing, I have my own personal...
Outside Lokoja.
I have my own personal grudges against the ASDC and even all the distribution companies in Nigeria, because this issue of crazy billing is becoming alarming. In fact, the rate is becoming so high because, for instance, in Lokoja, you can have we have band A, we have band D. Okay, in the last week, we just had band C reintroduced. This is as a result of the effort of our group, the Light Up Movement, which demanded that the AEDC is doing harm to the residents of Lokoja by putting the majority of the town on band D and then just
14 hours supply.
Just some parts on band A. We said no. migrate some, if not the entire Lokoja town, those that are not on band A, migrate them to band C. Now the difference is this: if you're on band A, you have at least within 24 hours, you expect 20, 21, 22 hours power supply within 24 hours. But most of the times they have the 24 hours power supply.
I think we have different band A.
No,
because we have band A's that enjoy
CBN line
24 hours
Band A Pro.
Yes.
Band A Pro. Then we have the normal band A that enjoy just 21 hours.
You are the ones that are now giving.
But they are not the same now. There's band A Pro
and ordinary
24 hours light, and then there's normal band A 20 hours light.
That's what I'm saying. Now band C, you expect nothing less than 16 hours power supply. That is basic. Then band D, you expect 14 hours power supply within 24 hours. Now, we said that they should move Lokoja communities to at least band C, so that we can have band A and then we have band C, and not the band D where they put majority of the town. The AEDC management now said it was not feasible for them at that time, that they were working on something to ensure that they have noticed that there is some level of wastage of power supply by some people on band A, that they are looking for a way to have what they call a power breaker that will help them recoup this power, and then promised that they were going to migrate some persons in some areas of Lokoja that are on band D to band C.
Now that we're talking about movement from band A, band D, band C, what exactly informed this class system? Because as much as they say all animals are equal, but
animal farm.
Yes, animal farm, that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the other. If I am always Upper East here, can't we have that equal right to power supply? Then, aside from Lokoja, we'll be talking about Lokoja. People in rural areas, do they get to enjoy this power distribution?
Well, they don't.
Mm-hmm. Why?
They don't. The reason is this: if you do like this,
animal system.
No. You should do like this.
All fingers are not
all fingers are
animal
not
farm
equal.
system.
Now, what I use power for, it's not the same thing you use power for.
Of course.
It's not the same thing you use power for. For instance, you have a business place, and in your business place, you need power supply to be able to
run my business effectively.
Yes.
Don't people in rural areas have businesses too?
It is not as their demand or their need for power is not as intense as
I don't agree with you.
No.
I don't agree with you.
But that is
we have people that feed primarily on barbing salon. Then we have people that do like all this business center. Are you trying to tell me that they don't need light? And considering the fact that price of fuel has gone up, will you expect someone that is barbing hair to go and buy petrol for 1,000, probably 1,150, 1,200? Where would the gain come from?
Let me give you an example.
I don't want to buy that out there. We need more light than them.
No, she's making a point. I want to quickly drop this so you can come in. Now, the same way you have a business premise, do you know it is the same way that Dangote has a business premise?
Mm-hmm.
Your need for power, can you in any way equate it to the need for power by saying
give me the light first. No, give me that right first. Let me be the one to decide what. Let it even be available. Then I will now decide what I use the supply for. I'm saying that it's as if when we're talking about power supply, we limit it to the state capitals. Then now we're talking about the fact that we have villages that in the past 2 years, 12 months. Then
24 months. That's
24 months.
Years,
2 years. They don't have light. And nobody is talking about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. Then we're talking there was a time that you see some people from the village, they'll tell you that in the last 2-3 days, there's no power supply. Then you have to start asking that why. Then the estimated billing is the same.
Yes.
They'll still build them. They will come and look at the building, look at it. They will assess the building and say, "Oh, this one at 25,000 I will give them." Then okay, no, that one, maybe we'll just give them 15,000 naira, or maybe this one now 50 will be them. Estimated billing. They are still billing them, and the power supply is not there. Me, I'm not talking about myself now. I'm talking about the rural area. Why are they not getting the same power supply distribution? The distribution we're talking about it, band A, B, C, D. Lokoja state capital.
So look, can I be very honest with you? Please. Very, very honest with you. AEDC has been the most ridiculous private company in Nigeria.
Simple.
And I will give you my reasons.
Simple.
One, you talked about billing system. Why on earth will a business just assume that since you have a big building, you should be able to pay 50,000 naira in a month? Some of these big buildings you see around town were built by children for their retired parents.
Patronage.
Retired father who a retired civil servant whose major interest is news on TV and his transistor radio. And you feel like because it's a big building, you must slam 50,000 naira on him. And he's even hardly at home. He spends most of his time in the village. And you now look at another person because the building is small. But young bachelors who stay
microwave,
who use a lot of electric gadgets at home and stay longer hours at home, consuming more electricity. And you feel like, okay, this ones they don't have money because you have money 5,000. I know some persons, you agree with me because you are part of a group that negotiates some of these things. This disparity is crazy.
Very crazy.
You must have a good metering system. Why on earth will AEDC and other disco find it difficult to meter all
prepaid meter
all their customers? It is simple. You look at the telecommunication firm, they have masts. These masts run on diesel. They run out of diesel. Will they come and meet us to come and supply diesel, to contribute money to buy diesel? Some of their base stations and even substations, they run into technical problems. They get it repaired.
We don't get to solve it for them.
You see, if you are close to any of the engineer, you call you, we are moved to Okele, you are moving to Arimba now. In the next 10 minutes, because in the last 5 minutes, they have been dropping calls. And you see the guy finding a way to rush down there to get it fixed. And they are doing it from the small 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira. Airtime we are buying.
Yes.
To the charge.
But this one always find a way of extorting, in fact, of taking advantage.
These guys quickly run to the federal government to complain, advancing reasons for increase in tariff.
AEDC.
Not only the disco generally, but I'm talking about AEDC because that's our own area. These are guys who will not spend a dime on infrastructure.
To maintain.
I will get a land in a developing area and I needed to connect it to the electricity, whatever supply chain. And I had to buy 10 poles. Just talk of the wires.
10 to 12 poles.
Some other persons who come around in the newly emerging community, they put money together. They will insist that we can't join the existing transformer because it's been overloaded. We contribute money to buy transformer. And they will come and say it is now their own property. We are not even fighting about that. And you can't maintain. The only thing AEDC does that I know is to collect money, disconnect, and get money. You see, I'm telling you, just quote me anywhere. There's no single private organization in Nigeria that deals that way.
You see, when it comes to billing, I have my own fair share of bitter experience with the AEDC. Like, as we speak, in the last 4 months, I've been getting bills because I stay in GRA. It doesn't mean I'm on band A. or connected to the CBN line where there's 24 hours power supply. But just on the basis of assumption,
A big man.
they decided that they bill me more than those on CBN line getting 24 hours. I'm on band D.
We're in GRA.
I'm on band D because I stay in GRA. Those people were bringing a bill since the last 4 months. They've been bringing 98,000, 89,000.
Ridiculous.
In a month?
76,000. The last one I got was the lowest, 76,000. And I had to call the chief business officers, who is the replacement of the regional manager that we used to have. I had to call him. What is happening? I'm on band D. You're giving me the same band D like you're giving everybody on band D. Why this high rate of billing? In fact, he was so surprised that he thought I was just making it up. I had to take my bill and go. No, I had to go and give it to him physically at his office. That this is it. Immediately he called, because they have managers now in charge of various areas that they supply power. He had to call him. What is happening? Why is this person's bill this high? The person in charge had to just come up with excuses that it was an oversight. It was because when they bring that bill, what I do is, okay, you have given me high bill. It doesn't mean I'm going to pay. I used to pay, okay, from 8,000 to 13,000, and then to around 16,000.
What is accumulating?
Yes, no, they keep increasing. I understand the fact that the price of energy, even from the international community, is increasing. I keep, showing them the fact that I understand the situation.
But particular billing is outrageous.
Of course, I've increased the bill I pay to them. I used to pay 20,000. Now I've increased to 32,000.
You're the one
I've been paying.
The one you did not pay.
No, I've been increasing.
It's still your bill.
No, but that's this crazy bill because somebody on band A enjoying 24 hours was getting 54,000 naira monthly bill.
Why not? Why not go for prepaid?
I was getting, they have said prepaid meters are not available currently.
Now that answers what he asked. He said, why can't they provide prepaid meter for all their customers? Now the danger of estimated billing is that, like, if you give some people, you are an elite and you may not want to do some terrible things. Yeah. But there are people that when you keep overbilling, they just resort to a legal way of getting their supply.
Cutting corners.
And I think there was a time I spoke with one of them, and they said that the danger of illegal connection is that each time you try to do illegal and there's a spark, it sends
signal
down to the transformer, and over time it will cause problem to the transformer. But you are giving people crazy bills. Some people don't even have this money, and no amount of no do am will restrict them from doing it. They will still continue hanging their wire. Then people with prepaid that have a lot of appliances, they are also cutting corners. So I think there should be a meeting point.
You see, look,
there should be that meeting point.
AEDC, and if other disclosures are doing the same thing, they should take note of this. Permit me to still go back to using telecom firms as case study. Yeah. For why going up, we are just Nitel, right? Their landline. Exclusively for the higher class. Lower and middle class, we are not entitled to use phones or own phones at home, right? Good. And they had serious battles that time. Because I remember reading it in the newspaper and then on the TV and probably on radio. Or people not paying, and they say they toast your line. That was the language then, right?
Yes.
That people are not paying. because it was postpaid. You can accumulate debts. Even government offices were accumulating telephone
Yes.
bills unpaid. I'm even sure so many remain unpaid
Unpaid till
today
date.
and will remain unpaid forever.
Forever.
However, with the introduction of mobile phone system, they came out prepaid. Right?
Yes, you use.
And that particular problem, all this making noise every time, disturbing us on the radio, in the newspaper, and everywhere that so government agency is owing us several big millions of naira in telephone cost. It's no longer there. One like to hear that. Okay. Now, when telecom firm came in, you will remember with the bundle that something thousand. Because it was expensive, and it's still expensive to produce that SIM card. You see, that is almost free. Yes,
almost free.
They didn't produce it for free. Why do you think they are giving it out for almost free? They wanted
at some point, it was free.
Yes, they wanted to own it. You will still spend money buying airtime
to maintain it.
From your airtime, gradually you get profits to cover up for the cost of what they sold for you at 100, 200 naira. Understanding that principle, that business sense, should assist this goal. Even if it's credit facility you go for, meter all your customers.
All your customers.
You know why I said that?
All your customers.
When you start from there, today they will tell you federal government, Ajakuta State Company, and some other government agency and companies, even private firms, are owing them. Why are they owing you? If they are paying that, will they owe you?
You know the problem. I agree with. There was an adjective he used in describing AEDC.
Ridiculous.
As one of the.
It's the most ridiculous.
I think it is correct because, like in Jos,
that was exactly where I want to cite.
Like in Jos now, almost every home has been connected to prepaid.
Not just now.
No, it has been
years ago, like 3 years ago. I went to Jos
because
and I saw prepaid on their pole.
On your pole.
On your pole.
Not necessarily
and they have that
in your house. On your pole. Now, if you bypass, even from the pole as they pass by, they see, they know. I was discussing with somebody and he said it was a World Bank project and that World Bank assisted in ensuring that was achieved. But we had our own World Bank project for AEDC.
Did they implement it?
No. 2 years ago, there was this mass metering project by World Bank and the federal government together for free metering of customers. Yes, free.
Collected.
Free. A few persons I can tell you benefited from that project. Even in Kogi State.
Few, right?
Very few. Very minute few persons.
Okay, I think I remember that period where they said they should go and fill a form, but I know a lot of people that never got their prepaid.
What I'm saying is this: why is it that we cannot copy some of those things
that are doing well
and be able to actually meter everybody so that you can effectively manage the electricity sector?
That's the starting point. Once you don't start from there, other issues, you continue to get every other thing wrong. Then number two, AEDC as a firm should start taking responsibility for their assets.
Now we're talking about the way forward.
Yes, take responsibility for their assets. So many communities in Kogi, especially in the rural areas, I don't want to mention such names, there are so many of them. In the last 2 years,
no light.
They've been in darkness.
No light.
They've been spending money, begging, bribing. Let me use that word, bribing officials of AEDC around Lokoja and Abuja. Give us transformer. It's difficult in getting transformer. Transformer that rural development used to dash communities anyhow in Kogi.
That is another problem. I do not understand why AEDC understands how important transformers are as an infrastructure to help in, power supply to customers. Why is it that they are not seen
The
to
need.
be heavily investing in provision of transformers to communities? You see government, some senators, some
They donate.
members of the House of Reps, and politicians coming to donate transformers to communities, when in the end it is the AEDC that is going to use it to meter, or charge bill those communities. Why is it that they are not taking responsibility of investing in provision of transformers to communities? It is very important.
And other infrastructure.
Yes.
It is their responsibility.
Yes.
In some areas, ADC should have advanced to a point where you don't have this old wiring system. Because those old wiring system is either we are contributing money to put wood in between, because two of them are touching during rainy season, wave affecting some, and some tangled wires, and some of these are issues that shouldn't be heard of in Nigeria.
At a point, I was discussing with the current Kogi State Commissioner for Energy, who, fortunately for Kogi State, was the regional manager of AEDC in Kogi State. Yes, he was the regional manager of AEDC in Kogi State, and he told me that he had the opportunity to go to a country in Asia, and that from his hotel room, he looked around to see if he could find any cable, physical cable, say
power supply,
say pole that connect houses and supply power the way they have in Nigeria. He said he didn't see any. So he took it upon himself one night to do some form of supervision around the area where he was staying in that country. He said he saw some persons fully kitted with this engineering, kits. And when he asked them, they said they were from the electricity company in charge of that area. And he had an interaction with them. So he found out that their entire wiring was done underground. That it was possible for us to do it here in Nigeria if there is the will by, the major stakeholders. For instance, people like AEDC and other discos. If they commit to it, they can do it. And I feel that's a very perfect
thing. Now,
bringing
it home.
Yeah.
Bringing it home. Since you mentioned the issue of the commissioner in charge of the Ministry of Energy in Kogi, I think that ministry is a new one.
Yes.
It's a new one.
Yes. And also, I'm aware we have a law now.
Yes.
That was recently signed by the governor.
Yes.
That talks about power generation and distribution
in Kogi State.
It's fantastic. It is good. At least instead of rushing to Abuja to find solution to a technical or whatever issue that affects Basa, affects Isanlu, or affects Kuroko, we can easily move to Lokoja and get this solved.
Yes.
However, I'm not sure I've seen any cards on the table showing that Kogi is planning to start generating power. I don't know.
Anytime
but I've not heard. I'm not aware of any. I don't know if you are aware.
The stakeholders, I am aware during the bill, fortunately, was passed by the current assembly in the state, and during the public hearing, these were some of the occurring statements that keep coming: power generation and distribution in the states now coming to the state as a responsibility of the state. Now, what this has done is, when fully implemented, you will begin to see a lot of investors.
I think it will come naturally.
Yes, you begin to see investors, both local and international, coming to see how they can invest their resources in doing all of this.
Or are you going to attract them? We have the resources already.
See the bill.
Because number one, Kogi, with our unfavorable solar system,
Yes.
we can talk about solar energy.
Yes.
With abundant coal deposits.
Yes.
You can talk about clean coal power plants. You know, for some years people around the world ran away from coal power plants because they believe it was dirty fuel. But now that we have clean coal technologies, we can consider that. Then knowing fully well that we have gas pipeline passing through Kogi, it will be a bad idea having a gas power turbine.
Of course, it's possible. I think partly somebody, although I have not independently verified that information, but somebody was saying part of the Dangote cement factory uses this
Dangote is generating power.
This clean coal energy
yes.
to run the factory there, because they are not depending on the power that are coming from the public power supply such as AEDC and the rest. So I think it is something that we can do as a state when we become fully functional.
So what can we do differently? Me, I'll say that customers should know their rights. First and foremost, customers should know their right. As much as we are saying customers should know their right, I know that, and they should hold their suppliers accountable. You should know this is your right. It is your right for them to maintain. It is your right for them to provide. And if they are not doing that, nothing stops the community from coming together, marching down there, not peaceful in a peaceful way, to demand.
I'm pointing at someone. You understand the issue of protest.
Yes, I understand that. But in addition to that, I think...
No, see, the thing is that most customers don't know their rights. They feel it's just normal. Now we're supposed to pay, we're the one that's supposed to maintain, we're the one that's supposed to
replace, repair.
Yes, they will still beg them, please, can you come and help us fix it?
In addition to that, let's be frank to ourselves. One, we should enlighten customers to also deviate from the attitude of bypassing their meters. And then also, customers should pay their electricity bills promptly, especially those who are on postpaid.
Clap for him. He's speaking on behalf of AEDC. We get together and we will give you 100,000 naira this month. Just expect.
We're not
talking about the fact that there's need for AEDC to provide meters and find a way of letting this estimated billing. They're talking about customers paying. They should pay in good time.
No,
they should pay the 100,000 naira they are being billed.
And
they are outrageous bill. They should pay in good time. Let
me give you a scenario.
No, I'm saying
customer, you can't finally come their head now. But say, what is the way forward? What should we do differently? What should they do differently?
Where there is no crazy bill.
Well, now we're talking.
Where there is no crazy bill, customers should pay promptly. Very important.
All right, we agree.
Then,
thank you so much.
What should the AEDC do differently?
Become more responsible.
And
stop being ridiculous.
Take ownership of their infrastructure.
And maintain. As I went through.
1, 2, 3, 4.